What's going on, guys? I'm the Retro Beast, and it's that time again. Yes, that is right, it is What's Next for Blank Time. Just like in What's Next for Sonic, I put a poll in the last video to see what topic you guys wanted for this one. By the time I'm writing this script, it went 25% for Mario Part 2, 25% for The Legend of Zelda, and 50% for Donkey Kong. I'm honestly surprised Donkey Kong was the top pick, because that franchise is kind of the dark horse of Nintendo. It's a separate franchise from Mario, but it takes many characters and elements from it. But I'm very happy you guys chose this one though, because I might have mentioned that Donkey Kong Country 2 is possibly my favorite video game of all time. And I'm a big fan of the rest of the Country games, the Return series, and even Donkey Kong 64. So I naturally want what's best for it, and that is what this video is for. Let's go. Since there isn't as much to Donkey Kong as there is to Mario or even Sonic, I can go more in depth about game ideas and remakes, so this will be fun. Okay, to start it off, I'll go over the story of Donkey Kong just for the heck of it, and I might bring in some elements from his past into newer games I mentioned later. As I'm sure you all know, Donkey Kong was the main villain at Mario's first arcade game called Donkey Kong. Yes, there was Donkey Kong 2 and 3, but I feel like each entry in the series just got worse and even more sidetracked. Afterwards, there was a pretty good arcade port of Donkey Kong on the Game Boy, along with some new content, but no game brought back the excitement of the series until Donkey Kong Country. No more old, cranky DK, he got his hip grandson with his nephew? That was never really clear. You had an awesome developer Rareware developing the games, and you had a whole new approach to platforming. I mean, look at these beautiful 3D graphics, they still look good today. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked just like the DK franchise. So they released 3 of these awesome games, which make up my favorite video game trilogy of all time. Yeah, I said it. But since gaming was gravitating towards 3D games, we were expecting a 3D DK game, and that's exactly what we got. In 1999, Rare released Donkey Kong 64 for, you guessed it, the Nintendo 64. Though it is now panned for excessive collecting, monotonous gameplay, and just too much stuff, I really like the game, and it's just how I pictured the DKC games in 3D, kinda. After that, you know the story. Rare was bought out by Microsoft, and DK was never the same until they created the DKC Returns games, which I don't love as much as the originals, but they're still okay. And that's where we are now. But rather than Retro Studios releasing a new DK game, they just ported Tropical Freeze to the Switch, which makes you think, are they planning something big for their main monkey? So I think it is most likely for them not to make a DKC Returns 3 game, but it's likely enough that I can predict things and just ask for things as a fan. So to start it off, everyone's asking for them to bring back King K. Rool and his Kremlin team. So I actually think Captain K. Rool has a chance of making it in. And people have been speculating he's going to make it into Smash Bros. So when Smash 5 comes out, he could be a playable character to build momentum for when that game comes out. Another idea I have was to go back to basics and have 3 main playable characters: Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, and good old Dixie Kong. They should all be allowed to be played at once in one big line, but the monkey in front you control, sorta like the originals. But with one button press you can switch any monkey on the fly, and 3 monkeys means 3 hits and you die. It's better than the original's 2 hits, which was hard, but many people got used to the difficulty in those games, including myself. So keep the game hard. And if you really want to cater to the fans, you can have a 3 playable team of the Kongs they introduced in TK64. Tiny Kong, Lanky Kong, and Chunky Kong. Now I'm on track. Now here's the part of the video where I will ramble on and on about remakes. Just kidding, I'll try to make this quick. And of course Nintendo can't make all of the remakes I mentioned in these videos, but I just talk about the possibilities. So let's cap it off with remaking the first 3 DKC games. And I'm surprised I'm kinda at a loss for words. I know this sounds cheesy, but these games are already almost perfect. Besides the quick graphical update which they can do, which they shouldn't do anyway, there just isn't that much to do. If they add more content, they might as well just make a whole new game. I wanted to talk about these games, some of my favorite games, but I just can't. Let's move on.
DK's in, this is gonna be bananas.
Now, if they remade Donkey Kong 64, that would be a great way to fix many of the problems people had with it and then knock out punch to all of those people who said it was a bad game. But they would actually have to do that rather than being lazy and just updating the graphics. So if you're not familiar with the game, people hated that each Kong, there are 5 of them by the way, has their own bananas, banana coins, golden bananas, and much more to collect. It felt like 5 separate games, rather than one cohesive one. Kind of like Sonic Adventure, but for example, DK's banana color, yellow, can only be collected by DK. So you go to collect his line of bananas, and then right after you have to collect bananas for Tiny Kong. So you have to go to the change barrel to change your character, which might be all the way across the level. So now you're Tiny, and you go to get your bananas, but then there is stuff for Diddy Kong to collect. It's infuriating. That is why the simple fix is just to assign a button to the change barrel, so you don't have to go back and forth every single time you want to change your character. And when it comes to other problems, there isn't as much they can change, besides maybe getting rid of the instruments instead for more puzzles you have to solve in the process. If you want to get into the problems DK64 has, watch Snowman Gaming's video about it. It's amazing. Okay, this is the last segment, so I'll end it on a high note. Nintendo hasn't made a 3D Donkey Kong game since 64, probably since they don't have the safety net of Rareware making good games for them. So if Nintendo is smart, they'll give it to Platonix Games to work on. They are the company that made Yooka-Laylee, and their people are ex-Rare employees. It seems like a no-brainer. Though this might be a bit overkill, it just makes too much sense. And I'm not going to talk about everything I want in a 3D Donkey Kong platformer since I really don't have any ideas. But maybe some of the things I came up with for a DKC Returns 3 game could be incorporated into this one. I don't know. I just think if they gave him a big game like that, it would bring more attention to the awesome DK character. Alright, thanks for staying with the video and making it to the end. I was secretly hoping you guys would choose DK for me to talk all about my fanboyish ideas. And just to give you a quick channel update, after this one of course, I'll try to pump out the next video as soon as possible. I'll continue to do What's Next for Blank, but I'm also interested in starting a brand new series. If that video comes out soon though, I can't tell you. Also, I want to make a few more videos for my top 100 Nintendo 64 songs list. Even if it isn't the most popular thing on my channel, there's some awesome music in those videos, and the more I make, the higher on the list we go, and the songs get even better. I highly recommend watching the rest of the list. Anyway, I'll show you what the next What's Next for Blank video will be all about to tide you over.